All right, so let's bring on, I think our first guest might be waiting. Is Foster with us? We're going to have Mr. Foster Williams. Yep, the job father himself from DFW.
We love the job
One of
father.
we love the job father. One of my favorite people. Also, hey,
Hey, Susan, I'm ready for my promptings.
did you see her with her little signs that she has made for you? Oh
Well,
my goodness!
now
And
Susan is part of our network, and she knows how many times I mentioned both of those words.
yes,
I'm
oh, he's
ready.
trying real hard not to say it now. So Foster,
I
guys,
did.
he's been a co-host on Career Launch, but he also is hosts his own show, the Job Father. What day is that, Foster? Help me out here.
That's it. Tuesdays, 5 o'clock at Jimco Community Radio, JOCO. You can
All
also
right.
see us live on Facebook on my profile or Andy Cook, ANDI Cook's profile.
Yes, and you can also, guys, check him out on the Who You Know Job Networking Show. I highly
Yep.
recommend that show. If nothing else, you'll just be thoroughly amused because these
That was
guys
going on
are
for 4 hours.
really fun. Yeah, that's right. That's
4
later
hours. I
on
got to
today.
drive to Dallas.
That's later on today. And they
Absolutely.
are fantastic human beings, and they have people get hired right off of their show. Really terrific guys. Follow and definitely connect with Foster if you have not. He is a terrific resource. He runs more networking groups than I can even count.
Yeah.
So so definitely reach out to him. So Foster, today we're talking about let's start with something that that you and I have talked about before is what's coming as COVID is slowly tapering off, right? And
Mhm.
companies are starting to hire again. You see it. You're getting
Oh,
more
yeah.
landings. You're getting you're getting that progress. What's the first thing that you would say to job seekers to start expecting to see now that hiring companies are engaging again?
Oh, yeah. They're engaging because, guys, in my estimation, this is my estimation. You guys get that? Susan, shake your head. No, I'm kidding. So, guys, here's what it is. We are not willing, smaller corporations especially, are not willing to just go away and lose everything that we've built because everybody's
Mm.
scared about something that we don't know anything about. It's obvious that we don't know a whole lot about this disease. We're doing the
Right.
best we can. Thumbs up for us for doing the best we can, but we're riding this through. So we are seeing here in Dallas Fort Worth and in Chicago and in North Carolina, we are seeing a plethora. Don't ask me how to spell that. I don't know how to spell it. But we're seeing loads of jobs being landed because we're in survival mode, guys. Now, the
Yes.
overall economy is not there yet. You're going to hear a lot of people on the news talk about the overall economy. Do not get afraid because the overall
Yes.
economy is not there yet. It takes a while. Something that size, it takes a while to adjust. But what we are doing down here where the rubber meets the road, where most of us are, is we are getting jobs. So, guys, do more networking, do more searching for those jobs right now, and connect. Definitely
Yes.
connect
Connect.
because
Connect.
when you
Connect.
have so many people, I hope it's still not 40 million people out of a job. Hopefully, we've hired at least 3 or 4 million of those people. Then, guys, you know what that means for a recruiter? That means that when I put a job posting out, I'm going to get a whole lot more resumes. There's going to be a whole lot more competition.
One
Could
hundred
be,
percent.
can be. According to what you're doing, Catherine and I are both recruiters, and there are some positions that there may be 10 people in the whole United States that does it.
That's
But
so true.
yeah,
And I
but
think too,
guys,
Foster, are you seeing that candidates are starting to get more control in the offer process again? Because for a while people felt like they shouldn't ask for anything, they shouldn't negotiate, all of that. What are your feelings on that?
I always know what I need to make, and I always push. Now, being realistically, I always push for where I need to be. I got on my HR meeting. I just got off of my HR meeting this morning. We had the first that I've heard, and Susan is in the same market as she may have heard more because Susan's involved as I am in this network.
Mm.
But for the first time this morning, I heard, well, I'm starting to see companies starting to squeeze us on salaries. And I was wondering when this was going to happen. I expected it was going to happen. Well, that expectation comes from someone that's been around for a while and been through this rodeo before.
Yes.
And so, guys, we are the ones that decide what we go to work for, even still. Nobody, if they
Absolutely.
don't live with you, they can't tell you how much money.
That's right.
So,
And so, Susan, what would you expect in an offer right now? Like, not your number, but I just mean what. Not going to put you out like that, but what are you looking for in terms of the company's behavior, in terms of the type of benefits you would like to see, and how would you go about negotiating an offer at this point?
Well, I have a high bar to try and meet, because at my last company, we had great benefits and we had a great culture at the time. The people that I worked with, I'm friends with, and we were friends for 6, 10, 20 years. I know that my expectations are very high, and I have to be careful not to expect I'm going to get that same thing. But I am looking for a company, especially for someone at my level, like a director, senior director, VP level. I want a company that truly believes that internal communications makes a difference in how your employees feel and how much pride they have for the company. So as in terms of benefits, some of the things I'm really looking at is the culture of the company and the people that I'm working with. And then, of course, I got very spoiled. I love a lot of PTO. PTO is probably more important to me than pay, because spending time with my family is higher than a job.
And that's actually very common, wouldn't you say so, Foster? I have seen that PTO is the most popular benefit the last year or so. Yeah,
it is. We're so busy now. We've got an influence of so much technology now. We're so busy. There's not enough time in the day. And you know what? There's not enough time for us to get our stuff done at home either. So
it's true.
I'm a big Susan fan anyway. So I agree with Susan. Yes.
Yes, 100%. And I think too that taking the opportunity to communicate all of this during a job interview, guys, is crucial. Remember that it's just as much about you liking them as the other way around. And
absolutely.
And hiring managers, both of you know, because Susan, you've been on that side as well, that hiring managers are more impressed by people who have the kind of self-esteem to ask questions and to push and to address Glassdoor reviews, guys. If they're great, compliment them. If there's something a little questionable, say, well, I like this that I saw. I was wondering what your solution is for this problem that was mentioned several times on Glassdoor. Just throw it out there.
Spend time to develop a relationship if you can with Susan. Susan, you see that word? Y'all see that word? It's flashing across there. Guys, you would be surprised in most cases. Now, I'm not saying this because you guys call me the job father, but guys, you can build a relationship out of most conversations.
Yes, absolutely. It's very, very true. And guys, I was a guest on Foster's show. That's how I met him a while back. And then I started stalking him. So seriously, it's amazing the kind of relationship you can cultivate just by connecting and all of that. So moving forward, I think some of the things that we're going to see, from what I am seeing, you guys tell me what y'all think. I think a lot more remote work. A lot more, and not necessarily 100% remote, but a lot more remote capability. People got that ability and they went, wait a minute, I could be doing this all the time. So I think a lot of people are going to be requiring that. So don't hesitate to ask for that. Okay. I think another really big one is the PTO. Don't be afraid to ask for decent PTO. 1 week is frankly, any professional level job should be at 3 weeks or more.
I can't drive across the country in a week.
No.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And then another one, guys, is talk about growth. Okay, don't accept a stagnant position. Okay, unless it's just what you want. If that's what you want, great, power to you. But if you want growth, make them get specific with you. Okay, make the person interviewing you tell you how you achieve those steps. Okay, that's extremely crucial. Extremely crucial. And I think that's something we're going to start seeing a lot more of.
That's something that's really important to me. In fact, I was interviewing for a job, and in my role with communications, I'm going up against 2 or 3 of my friends for each job. And, you know, in looking at the companies, if there's not room, you know, I'm willing to take a step back in my career, but if there's no room for me to grow once I get there, then why take it? Because I think it's horrible that someone takes a job and 3 months later they take another job. And I can't, that's not me. I can't do that. So I want, you know, in fact, this last job, I told my friend, I said, you know, I prayed that if this is where I'm supposed to be, give me the job. But if not, please give it to one of my 2 friends that I was Now she's at least out of the competition. So
And job seekers, please go easy on yourselves. Don't be so hard on yourselves, because you know what? When it really boils down to it, we're not in control of whether we get that job or not. We do the best we can, and you know what? When that job does not work out the way that we want it to work out, it's okay.
Yes.
It's supposed to be that way. Guys, we pick up our bootstraps and we keep moving.
Yes. And guys, never put all your eggs in one basket either. Yeah. Don't assume you have a job until you have it. And another thing I wanted to talk to you about in particular, Foster, because this has become a pet peeve of mine over the years with hiring managers. And I think you're gonna understand and feel my pain on this. Guys, if you're on the hiring, and by the way, hi to everybody that's saying hi to us. If you're on the hiring side, not the job seekers, although you guys too, I guess, need to listen to this, but on the hiring side, for the love of God, keep the momentum going on this. Don't make somebody wait 2 weeks after their interview. You are going to lose good candidates doing that, okay? They're going to find another job. They're going to get tired of waiting on you. They're going to lose their excitement. Don't do that. It's extremely disrespectful. It doesn't make any sense because you can lose them. Or I will tell you another little tip. They're going to get tired of you and they're going to make you pay more to get them. It is a true statement. I have seen candidates do that.
The company look bad. I mean, it doesn't make the company look good.
That's right. It does not.
Have these unforeseen problems and issues. Of course, people are traveling and crazy things like COVID are happening and planes are running into buildings and all kind of things, you know, that go on. But guys, if we companies, if we are not on it with keeping people in the communications, which is Susan's specialty, if we're not making that communications, we're looking a little shabby as a company. And it makes Foster question, well, do I really want to go, you know?
Right. Exactly. Right. And guys, demand respect as a candidate. I'm going to circle back to that. Demand respect. Ask for a timeline. I will get back to you soon. Okay. So about 3 to 5 days, can I expect a call or an email from you? Make them set that expectation. Make them live up to it. You know, and communicate with them too. That's fine. But make them set that expectation as well. Hold the hiring manager accountable.
Right.
Yeah, I have had experiences on both ends where people who I personally know interviewed me for the job and I didn't hear anything, even with me poking them a little bit. And then this last job, they were so good about keeping me informed as to the progress. They were available even on their, you know, something went wrong, and even on their PTO, the recruiter got back to me. And when he emailed me very, very quickly that I didn't get the job, I sent a note back to him thanking him for just doing a great job to keep me informed. Yeah, because it was so refreshing.
Yes, 100%.
Building that relationship.
They said it again.
And you know what, guys? Sometimes we can get them to barbecue and we can sit and break bread. Thank you, Susan. We can break bread and spend a little bit of time. But you guys, if a hiring manager or someone that you're connecting with inside of that company agrees to meet with you, y'all buy the coffee, buy the barbecue.
Yes.
Because I'm in Texas. We're not the only state that has barbecue.
One of the few states with good barbecue.
That's right.
I'm getting tired. I will tell you too, guys, on this exact subject. So folks out there either looking for a job, looking to sell something, hiring people, let's talk about effective communication since we have Miss Susan with us, okay? So I get all kinds of messages, sales, people seeking employment. First of all, my first piece of advice is don't be creepy, Okay.
Yeah.
Read your message and think, if I am a complete stranger receiving this, how is this going to be received? Am I going to seem like I'm going to come outside of your window and stare at you all night while you're sleeping? Or do I seem like I am a professional wanting to engage in a professional way? You know, really, usually I want to start giving tips, but Susan, I feel like you're the better one for this. How do you initiate good professional communication?
Well, first of all, if you're going to connect with somebody on LinkedIn, for the love of God, please put a note in there on how you met me. Because if you don't, and I look and see that you have nothing to do with a career that I'm interested in, you're so diametrically opposed to what I'm trying to achieve, I'm not going to connect. But tell me where you connect me, and then let's start a conversation that way. But you're right. You need to be. You are scrutinized so much at every level throughout the whole job search process that every communication that you do needs to be top notch. As a hiring manager, especially in the communications field, if you can't write, you're going in file 13 because it's just
quick fast.
I'm not going to waste my time.
100%. And guys, and don't just say hi. Don't just send a message that says hi. That's weird. Don't ask a dumb question like, where are you from, when you can just see that on my profile. Don't ask a question like, what do you do for a living, when you can see that on my profile. Okay. Say something, like Susan said, say something intelligent. Say something about why you want to connect. Say something about what you can, if you have a need, put it out there. If it's a job seeker, if you're selling something, maybe ease into it a little bit. But for a job seeker, put it out there. Go, hey, I see you work in recruiting. I'd love some tips, or I'm interested in this position that you have posted. I'm interested in this comment that you made on a post. Whatever it is, say something about that, and don't just say hi, and don't ask dumb questions.
Right.
Turn off.
Guys, another thing that we fail to do, because sometimes we let the stress of not having a job drive us to apply for a lot of jobs that we're not a fit for. Sometimes those companies call us for those jobs that we don't need to have, y'all. And so you see a job posting and it gets your attention. If it excites you, spend time, guys, understanding what that company does. Study that company, find out what to do. When you're studying that company and you're thinking about that job description in your head, you are starting to come up with ideas. And you might want to lead forward with a little bit of, maybe, I saw this or something. Keep it when you're connecting. You don't want to go into a soliloquy about what all it is that you think is going on there, but throw a little nugget out there, Adam. I'm wanting to connect with you because of this.
Yes. And Valerie, by the way, yes, don't ask somebody's name either on LinkedIn. That's super weird. You can see their name. Don't be weird. Again, just don't be weird. We're going to make that a policy. Don't be weird. Okay. and also read things out.
Don't be weird.
Don't be weird. That's right. Opposite of Austin. But also, guys, on that same note, a lot of people are very articulate verbally, but not necessarily in writing. And for certain positions, that's not a big deal. Okay, that's fine. But when you're sending a communication to somebody, make sure that it's able to be understood. So read it out loud. That's always my tip. Before you send any message, read it out loud to yourself as it is written.
Read it backwards also. Read it backwards because you'll see your errors.
Interesting.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yes, that actually is correct. Yes, that's a good way to do it.
Right there. And
interesting. Use their language, guys. If in aerospace, we have a certain language that we use for certain targeted things. Use that language that they understand as well. If you go to Spain, are you going to speak German?
Yeah, right. Yes, use that language. I'll use jargon if it's something industry specific.
Right.
But make sure that it's able to be understood. Communicate clearly. And it's okay. Not everybody has to be a strong written communicator. That's perfectly fine. But make sure that when you send something, they at least know what you're saying to them. I do get messages that I'm going, what? I have no clue what they're even saying to me. So don't make people do that, and don't be weird. That's kind of what I have to say about communication.
That goes in 13 pretty quick.
And thank you so much, Foster. We have to let you go to welcome on another guest, but as always, it was a pleasure.
And get on the radio.
That's right, guys. Watch Foster today on the Who You Know Job Networking Show at, is it 4 p.m. Central Time?
It is 3 p.m. Central
3 p.m.
Time.
Central Time. 3 p.m. Central
4
Time.
You guys' time, and go to guys WhoYaKnow.show at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, and you'll see this head on there.
That's right. And guys, they are definitely worth it. And definitely connect with Foster Williams. He is fantastic, and he is always looking to help people out. So connect to Foster on LinkedIn. We'll drop his link. I think we already did drop his LinkedIn profile in the notes. If not, we will. And it was good to see you, Foster.
Good to see you, and really good to see Susan. I'm a big Susan fan. And on the show today, I'm going to make a pun about you and those signs.
Oh, no.
Good.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Foster.
Bye, Foster.